This old stand of pines sitting in the suburb of Latham in the northwest of Canberra may not look like much today. However, it does give us a clue as to the history of the area, and in the next few minutes we'll find out just why. Behind me is Cranleigh, and the pines we saw earlier are part of an historical site. Today it is a peaceful and open site, but only 80 or so years ago it was very different. In 1922, Lieutenant General Legg retired from the Australian Army after decades of outstanding service. After his retirement he settled here at Cranleigh, then a fairly remote area of the nation's new capital. In 1923 he built a homestead which was located approximately in the centre of this existing site. With an abundance of natural resources, it was built from wood and concrete blocks which were manufactured on the site using sand and gravel from the nearby Canberra Creek. The area is now dominated by pines and other exotics, all planted by Legg in the early 1920s to enhance the homestead. Indeed, looking at the placement of the trees, one can imagine this place was once quite grand. Legg lived in the homestead until ill health forced him to leave in 1947. Sadly, the house was left to go to ruin and subsequently was dismantled in 1953, leaving only the foundations. Even these were later removed in 1986, leaving the site as we see it today. These concrete blocks are the foundations of the homestead. They have a low sand to cement ratio in comparison to modern concrete, and medium to large gravel pieces, so that we know that they are from the time of the original homestead. Although this is not their original placement, they've been reset here to show what they may have looked like many years ago. It's hard to imagine that only 50 years ago Lieutenant General Legg packed up his belongings and left his homestead for the last time. Looking at it now, there appears to be nothing to suggest that this was the retirement home of one of Australia's most important military figures. Back in the 1980s, this site was zoned for residential purposes, which would have wiped this place completely off the map. Luckily, this decision was changed, and now no future development is proposed. Major General Sir John Gellibrand once said of him, "His strongly held and strongly expressed views failed to make him persona grata with higher authorities." And looking at the site as it lies today, it still seems to be the case.